All right, greetings everybody, and welcome to week number 2. That is right, week number 2 of your 9407 class, which is your intellectual freedom class. As always, I'm your professor, Dr. Jace K. Alston, and what we are going to do this week is we are going to have a quick state of the course update, and then I am going to tell you all about the debate and which the debate will be held on December 2nd, as I am trying to see who wants to be part of the debate. So I am going to tell you all how that goes, how the debate goes, and then from there we will I will put out a call for participants, and I hope that some of you will be willing to participate in the debate. So this video will not be nearly as long as last week's video. This is actually kind of a balance out, especially if you haven't had a chance to watch last week's video but you wanted to, or you haven't had a chance to complete it but you want to. This video should be around 25 minutes unsped, so it'll be less than 20 minutes sped up, and you should be able to less than 20 minutes sped up, so it should balance out if you are trying to catch up on last week's video, trying to complete that or something like that. So anyway, let's get into that state of the course update. All right, so yeah, state of the course update. Let's do that first. There is, first of all, a new announcement that is in the course, and I do want you all to know that yes, I will be. I know I told y'all in the check-in video for the first week, the first check-in video. I know I told you all that you do need to be paying attention to the news and things like that. Well, this will help you. And unfortunately, they haven't released one since August the 22nd. But typically, every week, the Office of Intellectual Freedom from the American Library Association, their Office of Intellectual Freedom, typically every week they release Intellectual Freedom News, which is a digest of different stories related to intellectual freedom throughout the world, mostly focused just on the United States, but you will see things elsewhere in the world. But this is the American Library Association, so that's why it's more so focused on the USA. But there we go. I was about to say international. So you will see some things throughout the world as well, but this will help you keep up the news. So if you see things that are interesting in here, you may want to read them, you may want to save them. They could come in handy for your final paper, okay? And I'm going to put these in the class every time I get them, and hopefully I will get them each week. So we will see from there. I will say that even though I have not responded to and put in grades for your first discussion boards, you have done fine. I have kind of read through these reactions to my essay, and you all have not missed the point. You have not lost the plot or anything like that. You all have done exactly what I am looking for you all to do. And I have seen three responses to the second week discussion board prompt, and you all are still on you're on task there as well. So I say all that to say I am pleased with what you all have done so far. Keep up that good work, and as long as you all keep up the work that you have done, then you will be just fine when it comes to getting all your points for your discussion board. Okay, let me get back to home. I'm gonna pause for a second. And then here on the assignment space, I will say that the to-do space and what's coming up, you don't really have a major assignment coming at all anytime soon. I do want you all to be aware of when Leanne is going to be coming on September the 23rd. But really you have, for the most part, discussion board prompts for the next few weeks. So not too much to worry about. Yes, your book band report, your banned book report is going to be coming a little later on in the semester, and that'll be your first quote-unquote major assignment. But it looks like you all are kind of dialed into what's going on with the First Amendment stuff right now, and that's exactly where I want you all to be. So you all are where I want you all to be. You all are doing great things. I am very pleased with what's going on in the class with you as of right now. Okay. All right. Now let's go to, we are going to now talk about the debate. All right, so I know y'all are going to think this is a little bit lazy, and it kind of is, but there's no need for me to rewrite the whole prompt. I'm actually going to copy and paste what I'm about to read to you now after I update it. But this is the debate announcement from last year, and so I'm going to put that out there in words and also say it in the video, and I am going to try to get you all to, I'm going to try to get between 6 and 8 debate participants. And so, yeah, let me tell you what is happening here. And again, it's going to be pretty much the exact same thing as last year. We're just going to adjust some dates and things like that. Okay. All right. So I am going to need 6 to 8 of you to volunteer for an intellectual freedom debate that was on November the 5th last year, but this year, and that was a terrible time to have it, by the way, because that ended up being also election night. But that's when it ended up last year, and this year it is going to be on December the 2nd, so a full month later. And you will need to let me know by September the 14th, not August the 28th, if you want to participate. But here's what we've got going on. I'm going to need between 6 and 8 of you because I need 2 teams of 3 to 4. And the topic will be, should hate speech be protected by the First Amendment? You are going to see throughout our modules in these first few weeks that hate speech is not, I repeat, not unprotected. That's confusing, so I apologize. And I thought about it as soon as I started saying it. When I say that hate speech is not unprotected by the First Amendment, what I mean, if I were a sane person talking sanely, is that the First Amendment does protect hate speech. Hate speech is protected by the First Amendment, but hate speech is outlawed in many places in Western Europe, okay? So we can talk about these things, and we can talk about whether or not hate speech should be unprotected here in the United States or not. So one team will argue in favor of hate speech being protected by the First Amendment. The other team will argue against hate speech being protected by the First Amendment. And each team, again, will have 3 to 4 students in it. So I need a total of 6 to 8 students, and you will do your Zoom. You will do your debate by Zoom. I'm going to probably make everybody who's a debate participant a co-host that night and that sort of thing. I'm also going to create spaces. So once I get my volunteers for the debate, I am going to create spaces. Okay, I'm going to create spaces in Canvas for you all. You all are also welcome to use Zoom on your own and or Google Meet or whatever to have meetings with each other, maybe an email chain or something like that. But just do the things to get yourselves organized, to collect information and that sort of thing. And again, it's going to be a lot later this year. Last year it was November the 5th, and usually it's early November. This year it's early December. So you're going to have pretty much an additional month this year. So hopefully you can make that count. But I'm not raising expectations. It's not a situation where because you have more time, I'm expecting you to outperform people from previous semesters. No, no, no. I still have the same expectations for you all. But yes, so those who agree to participate in the debate will not have to do the final paper assignment, and you will get a score based on how well you performed, or not how well you performed in the debate, because that would make it sound like the winner gets more points than the losers, and no. Even if there seems to be a clear winner and loser within the debate, everybody's going to get the same points, so don't worry about that either. The only way you'll lose points if you're a debate participant is if your group mates say you were not contributing, okay? If they start complaining about you, and saying that you were not carrying your load, that is the only thing that's going to affect your grade. But debate participants in the past have always gotten a 25 out of 20 for the final. Everybody will everybody will attend the December 2nd Zoom debate because it is required. But those who are not debating will only get their points for attendance and not any debate participant points, okay? And those of you who do not participate in the debate will have to submit the final paper, but those of you who participate will not have to. All right, so I hope that makes sense, but if you need any clarity or anything like that, just send me a Canvas message or email me, austinj@missouri.edu and again, that's going to be September the 14th, not August the 28th. But yes, you can let me know which side you would prefer. In a perfect world, I'm going to get 4 students on each side, but that's not really how it goes. Basically, what ends up happening is I do have people list their preference. For the most part, what ends up happening is I have people list their preference, but then also say, but I am willing to do the other side. And then I'll have other people who are not willing to do the one that they disagree with. And from there, I just pick the best fits. So I might have 5 people who want to do pro, or 5 people who say, yes, hate speech should be protected by the First Amendment. I might have 5 of you but one of those 5 says, I would prefer to do, yes, hate speech should be protected, but I'm willing to do the other side. That person might get bounced to the other group with the 3 people who are saying, no, it shouldn't be protected. And yeah, so that's pretty much how it goes. Okay, so yes, ideally I would get 4 people wanting to do one side and 4 people wanting to do the other, but usually what ends up happening is I'll have like 5 or 6 wanting to do one side, 2 wanting to do the other side, but 2 of those 6 on the other side are saying, yeah, but I wouldn't mind doing either, and then I just swing them the other way. Okay. Now here's the thing. Also, please step up. That's what I'm going to say, because yes, if I get more than 8 volunteers, then I'm going to just randomly select 8 from the 9 or 10 or whatever. But then also, if this is important, and this is why I'm hoping that people will be willing to step up. If I get no volunteers, or if I don't get 6 volunteers, and what's going to end up happening, let's say I get 5 volunteers, one of you is going to end up getting drafted. Okay, somebody who does not want to debate. If I don't get 6 volunteers, I need a minimum of 6. If I don't get 6, one of you is going to get drafted. If I get 5, if I get 4, 2 of you are going to get drafted. If I get 0, 6 of you are going to get drafted. And you're going to just have to do it. So I am hoping that those of you who really want to participate in the debate, you just step up and say, yes, Dr. Jace, I want to do that. Let me do that. And then I don't have to draft people. I've never had to draft anyone in the past. I'm hoping this won't be the first semester that I have to do that. Okay. All right. So again, I'm hoping all of this makes sense, and you can certainly reach out to me to get clarity on anything that does not make sense. But hopefully all of that makes sense. And actually, that is pretty much it for the check-in video. So rarely do I have a check-in video under 15 minutes, and that looks like it's going to be the case today, which after that long one last week, y'all do need a shorter one this week. So let's go ahead and end it here. So yes, all of that I just said, and yes, if you want to participate in the debate, let me know. The sooner the better, and I'll start writing some names down. But I am Dr. Jace, and I think that if you, before I close, I do want to say this. Another advantage to participating in the debate, besides the extra credit that I'll give for you to participate, and besides the also, despite not having to do the final paper if you participate, another advantage to participating in the debate is that you will basically I'm going to remember that. So when you all are coming around and you're asking for, like when y'all are asking for letters of recommendation for scholarships or for jobs or things like that, when you reach out to me for to ask me for a letter of recommendation, one thing that you should do is remind me, by the way, Dr. Jace, I stepped up and participated in that debate, and I did a pretty damn good job. And I'm going to be like, you know what, I remember that, and I'm going to mention that when I do your recommendation. So that's another incentive to participating in the debate, okay? So yes, with that said, I am Dr. Jace, and how about this? I am Dr. Jace, and I do not myself assign a winner or a loser to the debates, because for a lot of you it is just a matter of taste, and you will think that the side that debated in agreement with you is actually the side that won. So yes, we're not going to assign official winners or losers there, but we are going to, students tend to enjoy this, and we're going to have a good time with it. All right, so yes, I will see you next week with another check-in video. That one will be talking about common APA mistakes. And until then, I will see you in the discussion boards. Ta-ta.